everyone, this is Bobby with BC Designs, and I have my card for you today. I'm using new products from the new upcoming January to June mini catalog, and I'm actually using the stamp set that I'm going to show you how to make this card today. That is what is going to be the stamp set that I use for my January card club members. So if you're interested in that, all the information is on my blog. I design 4 different cards, and I send everybody enough cardstock to make 2 of each of those cards, plus we do 3D items. So if you're interested in becoming a part of my monthly subscription, visit my blog. But this is what we're going to use today, the Sweet Conversations. This is a suite, so you can get the stamp set, the dies. It has the iridescent rhinestones, and then it also has coordinating paper. I don't think this one might actually have the 3D, the gingham. I think it is the 3D embossing folder, but I don't have that over here with me. But the paper is the 12 by 12 Sweet Talk, and this is some pretty amazing. Let me kind of scoot this down a little bit. It's got some pretty paper that coordinates, and it's all double-sided. I've used quite a bit of mine. I only have 1 sheet of each of the full left because I was designing the projects for January. And it also comes with this ribbon. It is the real red faux linen ribbon, and this makes some amazing bows. I've already designed all the projects, and I made way more than 4 different designs of cards, so I'll probably be sharing a lot with you guys this month using that suite. This die set comes in the catalog, but it coordinates with another stamp set. This is the Amazing Thanks dies, and I just actually looked at that. I think it's Amazing You, maybe, is the name of the stamp set. I can't remember, you guys. I just looked at it, and I totally forgot it already. But this is what we're going to be using today, and to save time, because I'm going to be doing watercoloring, I die cut out a lot of the things beforehand, so that way you guys wouldn't have to watch me do that. And I will tell you, on my card, I popped up the hearts on this one with mini Stampin' Dimensionals. I cut them in half. It's very hard to do. If you do that, you want to be careful that you don't cut your finger. But on today's card, I'm probably just going to glue them down, because that way you guys don't have to watch me sit there and cut all the mini dimensionals. But as you can see, I wanted them popped up just a little bit. Okay, let me quit talking and we'll get to working. So I die cut out using Highland Heather and Basic White the sentiment that says, using the die that says Amazing. I'll layer that on there in a minute. And then I also did the U. So we'll layer those on there in a minute. And like I just said, I already die cut each one of these little hearts already out. My base today is Highland Heather, and this is 4 1/4 by 11. And I scored it right in the middle at 5 1/2. So that's going to be our base. I cut a strip from that DSP at about 1/2 inch by 5 1/2. We'll layer that on there in a minute. And then I also am using the Shimmer White watercolor. You can watercolor on this paper, and this piece is cut by 3 by 5 1/2, and that's what we'll do our watercoloring on. Now I have a tray that I'm going to gently scoot in here very slowly, so that way I don't have to worry about messing up my workstation. Okay, so that way I have my reinkers already on there. So I'm using the Petal Pink reinker. I've got Pull Party, Grainy Apple Green, our Real Red, the So Saffron, and Highland Heather. And all of these coordinate with that cardstock, so that's why I chose to use them. And I don't want to use a lot of water on this, because it's not like I'm going for a mixture of the colors. I really kind of want to keep them separated as much as I can. So that is my goal. I've got my brush just a little bit wet. I'm not even going to put water on the paper yet, because I want to keep those as separate as I can. So I'm going to go in first with my Petal Pink, and I'm just going to take this, and you got to kind of be careful, because you want to make sure that you have enough to fit all your colors on there. So then I'm going to go in with Highland Heather, and we'll just put it right beside there. And I'm probably going to have to dry and come back and go over it again. That's what I had to do with my original. And then I'm going to go in with So Saffron right there, just right beside that. And then I'm going to use my Granny Apple Green. And it's a nice bright color. It and the Real Red are really nice. I'm going to clean my brush, and then I'm going to use the Pull Party. And as you can see, you start to run out, so you can't make your area really big for your colors, or you won't get all 6 of them to fit in. So let's just do that. And then I'm just going to go back in with Petal Pink again and kind of just dot that all over like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some more Highland Heather there, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more of the So Saffron. Now I'm going to dry this. I'll speed this up right here so that way it won't take so long. Okay, I'm going to clean this up right here. And then I'm just going to go back over it again. So I'm going to make sure my brush is good and clean. And I'm going to use my Petal Pink because I want to kind of darken this up. I want it a little bit darker than what it is. So I'm just going to put some Petal Pink on there again. And you are going to get a little bit of the running. I mean, there's just really, I don't think there's anything you can do about that. I took my paper towel. If you guys seen me go kind of off the camera a little bit, that's what I did. I took the paper towel and kind of tried to get up some of the water so that way it wouldn't, I really didn't want a lot of running. And like I said, you're going to get a little bit, and I'm okay with that. So let's put that on there. And I think I'll do a little bit more of Pull Party down here. Just kind of shimmy that in between. I don't think I'm going to do any more of the Real Red and the Granny Apple Green because it's dark enough. Let's dry this again. Okay. I'm going to say that's good enough. And I'll just move this out of the way. And you do want to make sure this is very dry. I'm hoping mine is going to be dry enough because you are going to do some stamping on there. And so let me grab out my inks. I put them away thinking I wasn't going to need them. Crazy me. Pull Party and Petal Pink and Highland Heather. And I feel like I'm Real Red. Nope. Did I have Real Red? Yes, I have Real Red. So which one am I missing? Pull Party, Petal Pink, So Saffron. Okay, so I just took the 3 images, the heart images from the stamp set. So it's these 3, and just randomly stamped on the front, but I stamped the color within the color. So Petal Pink was my first one. And let me grab my chamois because we're going to use this a lot. So I'm going to take the little like fatter heart and I'm going to stamp it in Petal Pink right there in the corner. And then just going to put these away as I go so that way I can clear up my area for, let me grab the Highland Heather actually next, because it's the next color. I'm going to use the larger one because a lot of my purple looks like it kind of got, didn't really show up as much, but I'm okay with that. Okay, Highland Heather, and then we need So Saffron. I'm going to clean this stamp before I forget. I just tried to alternate each one, so I'm going to use the longer, like the skinnier heart, and I'm going to do it right there. And as you can see, that one kind of barely shows up, but we know we did it. And the Granny Apple Green. I think I'm going to go back in with the larger heart. And we'll do it. And I just kind of turned them so it's like a fun background. Not all the hearts are the same size. Not all the hearts are going the same direction. Just wanted to kind of mix it up. And then we'll do the pull party. And I think I'll do the little fat heart again. And we'll do it right there. And I just kind of kept going back and forth with them too as well. And then our last one is Real Red. And for Real Red, let's see, I'll just do it like I did in the original. I used the larger heart, and we'll do it right there. And it's okay that they overlap like that. Okay, let me clean this off before I forget. Move that out of the way. And then I'm going to flip this over. Trying to grab my dimensionals. And I'm just gonna, I am not sure what is going on with my dimensionals, but down at that end, this corner down here, it's like the backing, when I start to peel them off, the paper's coming with them, so it's kind of a little bit tricky trying to get those off, so I'll try to use the ones that are coming off fairly easily for me. So I'm just gonna put those there. We're going to take this strip of Designer Series paper and I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive right on the back, just like this. And then we're just going to put that right off. Oh, wait, we got a stamp. Woohoo, I about forgot. Okay, let me see if I can get my finger to stop sticking to that. Almost forgot because I actually did this step at the very end because I wanted just a little bit more of a background, so I just took the larger heart along with Highland Heather ink, and I'm perfectly okay with it not stamping that correctly on there, like missing a little bit, but I just kind of, because you're basically only going to see what's on the sides anyway, right? But I just wanted a little bit more going on in the background of the card. And I didn't want to do any embossing or anything like that, so I just kind of did that. Okay, whoops, missed my card. Okay, now we'll put this piece down. And I just put it off to the side. And I didn't really look to make sure that I had this. I'm just going to trim this off a little bit right here because it overhangs just a little bit. But I didn't take time to mess with making sure that this was centered. I just kind of put it on there. And then if it ends up the same amount on each side or off or whatever, I was totally fine with that. I just kind of put it on where it landed. But if you want to figure that out, go right ahead and do so. You have my blessing. But I just kind of lined it up just like this. And then I will tell you this, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but I did find it a little bit difficult to get this lined up perfectly. So I'm using the Tombow liquid glue. That gives you a little bit more time to move things if you get it off and need that a few little minutes. I'm trying not to squeeze too hard because I don't want a whole bunch to come out at once. And you could use the adhesive sheets for this part too. I just chose to use the Tombow because, like I said, with it being me having a little bit of an issue trying to get it lined up, and it's not really that much of an issue. I'll show you what I mean here in just a minute. But I wanted to have the little bit of time that I needed. The U goes on perfectly. As you can see, you don't have any issues at all to get that lined up. But here's where I ran into my problems. So to get, and watch, it'll probably just go down perfectly fine, and yes, it did. Okay, never mind my previous statement. Not sure what happened with the first one, but evidently this one wanted to work while I was on camera, so we will say no more about it. I'm gonna flip these over. Hopefully they're dry and I'm not gonna mess them up too much. But I am going to pop them up using mini dimensionals. So I'm just gonna put some on the back where I have the larger pieces die cut out to make it easier to put those on there. I feel like my glue's not dry because it's wanting to stick there. And then we'll just put some mini dimensionals going right across the back. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas. I did. My husband went to visit his family out of state. So I was a little bit sad because we didn't get to spend Christmas together, but we FaceTimed each other, and my children came down and I went to their house, and so I still ended up, I wasn't alone. My children stayed with me almost all day Christmas, and I really enjoyed that because it's nice when your grown-up children do that. Okay, so let's pop these off. My oldest son has 2 children of his own, so I have 2 grandchildren. My youngest son doesn't have any, he's not married, but they both came down, and my one granddaughter had to go visit her biological dad, so she didn't get to come with him on Christmas, but my younger grandson came and he stayed. My daughter-in-law stayed with her mom because she's kind of going through some issues. My daughter-in-law lost her dad last year, right in January, after the beginning of the, right at the beginning. And so this was her mom's first year without her husband, and which understandably super sad. I missed my daughter-in-law on Christmas Day, but like I just said, I went to their house on Christmas Eve, so it all worked out. Now here's the part where I'm just going to flip these over, and I just took mini dimensionals, cut them in half. I got glue on my finger and now they're all wanting to stick, but to make the video not to be an hour long, I'm just going to use some multi-glue, the liquid glue. That way we can get these on here super fast. Well, maybe if I can get them to not stick to my fingers like they are. Hold on. Let me get that pull party one off. Okay, we'll just put it down since it wants to go ahead and stick. We'll just put it down there. I was just going to try to put the glue. Oh, and that one wants to flip over. I was just going to try to put the glue on all of them at once, but you know what? Maybe we'll do them one at a time since that's how they're wanting to behave. Okay, let's see. Let me grab my tweezers. I like to do this with the smaller ones. We'll put this one right there. We'll go ahead and put the Highland Heather one on. Okay, everything was going great till the end of the video, you guys. What happened? Let me put a little bit more glue on here. Okay, get that off there. Whoops. And we'll put this one right there. Let's go ahead and do the pink one. We'll put right there. The petal pink, I got a little bit more glue on there than what I wanted. See if we can dab that up with our paper towel. And then let's grab Granny Apple Green next. I knew when I squeezed out that glue, it was a little bit more than what I needed. And then I liked to turn them too, so they all weren't going in the same direction. I hate it when your glue is running low and then you squeeze and then it all comes out at once. And then we'll do this one right there. Okay. And then we'll finish it off by adding a couple of these rhinestones. I think I added 3, and I just used the medium. This is what happens when you don't clean up, you guys. Everything's laying there and then it gets tracked back on your card. Let's do one here. And then I'll do one right here at the bottom. Just kind of spread them out. And you could put more than that if you want to, but I just chose to do 3. Okay, guys, that is it for my card today. I hope that you like it, and make sure that you check back. I'll have another video later on the week. Normally it's Mondays and Thursdays, but it's not guaranteed it's going to be those days, but it is twice a week. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.